last 9 months, we made $311,000 with our junk removal business.
And we've helped over 20 junk haulers surpass their first 10K months using the exact systems I'm about to share with you.
Companies like Dumpster Daddies who went from $0 to $17,000 in their first 60 days, or Big Tech's Junk Removal who hit over $11,000 in their 4th month of junk removal after struggling on their own for 90 days. These aren't outliers. They're following the exact day-to-day blueprint that I'm about to give you.
Today, we're breaking down the complete 90-day roadmap, not just what to do, but exactly when to do it. By the end of this video, you'll have the exact day-by-day action plan that eliminates guesswork and gets you to 10K months faster than any other method we've seen.
This isn't theory or fluff. This is the exact blueprint broken down day by day, week by week.
Week 1 is your foundation week. So basically it's 7 days to go from an idea to a legitimate business ready for customers.
Very first thing is we have to establish the name and the brand. For us, JT Junk Solutions.
Junk. Solutions means you solve a problem, right? So we're solving junk problems. J is for Jackie, T is for Tanner. Simple, you know what we do.
We want to give you an example of a not so great name. We used it in the intro, but Dumpster Daddies. It's not because it's not catchy, it's not because it's not good. It's actually a fantastic name for a business.
Yeah.
But it's a fantastic dumpster business name. You want to make sure that it's very clear about what you do and why you do it. Now we've established your business name and your brand identity that we're going to be using forward. Now you need to set up your LLC.
Yeah, and you just go to your Secretary of State website. It's typically between like $50 to $200. It really just depends on your state, but it's pretty easy to set up. And following that, what can we do, baby?
Well, you got to get your EIN. The EIN is going to be that number, the tax identification number, so that you can take that to set up a business bank account, which we'll talk here in a little bit.
Yeah.
Now you can use websites like Busy or TaylorMade to go ahead and complete that whole process, but be mindful, they try to sell a bunch of add-ons and things that aren't really necessary. And at the end of the day, we don't want to spend a ton of money getting started. We want to make sure that we're protected. Now, I also want to put this talking point in here about the LLC, guys. We need to set the LLC up to protect ourselves, to protect our assets. That's it. And it helps separate yourself from the business. Yeah. Right? Like if we want to treat this like a business, you got to treat it like a business. So set the LLC up and then set your EIN up. Super, super easy steps.
It shouldn't take long to process either. It's like up to 3 days most of the time. The next thing we want to do is get a separate bank account for the business. What you want to do is some research on your own, see what bank fits your needs and wants the best. Like some banks will charge you each month for just having an account, right? Others won't if you have a certain amount of money. And it's just really what you find to work best for you.
Yeah, it needs to make sense for your business. It needs to make business easier for you. And a lot of people don't do this step right away. And we understand, we were those people that didn't do it right away. Here's what I'll tell you is you need to separate church from state, guys. Once you create that separate bank account, it's like it legitimizes it in your brain. It's subconscious things like, well, if everything's integrated into your personal life, you treat it like your personal life. And business is business. So we need to stay strict on that. Chase is a great starting bank for most business startups. Now, and it's just to make sure that you guys protect yourselves, okay? Get some freaking general liability insurance. There's plenty of places to go find it. It's relatively cheap, you know, anywhere between $50 to a couple $100 a month. I get it. If you're starting this business, you most likely don't have a ton of cash available, but here's what I'm gonna tell you. That insurance protects you, and it would be wrong of us to recommend you guys do business without that. The LLC General Liability EIN, that is your foundation. Get it, don't sweat it. I understand it's a little bit of money out of your pocket, but way, way better than having to shut down or go through lawsuits if you happen to have a bad customer or you make a mistake, because we're all human and you will make mistakes in your business.
That is not to say you can't get started without having these things. Like go do a job or two and then pay for it. Just don't put it off, but it doesn't mean you can't do it if you just can't afford it.
There's a lot of people running around without insurance, okay? Like talking about for years and years and years, people don't buy insurance. But I promise you, if you want to be a legitimate business and you want to protect yourself, that is what you need to do.
Now, the next thing we want to focus on is creating a simple logo. We love Canva. It's easy to use. It usually has like really good templates. You can get ideas from there. It's just very user-friendly. You can create a logo that looks pretty on there.
Yeah, you can also use places like Fiverr or Upwork to pay someone to do it. Also, ChatGPT creates amazing logos now, as long as you prompt it multiple times.
Yeah.
And there's other AI-based logo designers online. Our very first one, I used a $100 logo designer and the logo was good. I mean, it's totally up to you. Don't go out and spend hundreds or thousands of dollars. Just do what you got to do to get a logo. And it can be changed later on. We changed our logo
like 3 times.
Three times.
Yeah.
We settled in on one from one of our friends who is that does it full time. So
keep it simple too. I don't remember if I said that, but keep it simple.
Keep it simple, and it's same thing like the name, guys. It needs to scream that you do junk removal. We've seen some crazy logos like dogs and this and that. Like, listen, you're in the junk business. Do not overthink it. Use something like trash or recycling or whatever the case is. And then from there, a lot of people are always wanting to get into business cards, buying business cards right away. Guys, we're anti-business card, okay?
We're not. They're great, but not for like getting business. It's better for like referrals when they ask you for a card.
Yeah.
Or you're just around and you're driving in a branded truck and they're like, oh, do you have a business card? That's what they're great for.
Yeah, people that like business cards are typically a bit older. And again, it's just not a necessity. If we were gonna go out and make a purchase on a printed material, it would be door hangers first. Door hangers can work really, really well. And you can put hundreds or thousands of them out a week and actually get business to convert. But the business cards, they get thrown away pretty often.
Yeah. Okay, so next we move into like the last 2 days of your first week. You should be focusing on your Google My Business and your social media.
Yeah, so Google My Business, guys, has gotten really, really complicated over the last, I guess, basically since we started. Yeah, when we started, all I had to do to get our business set up and verified is fill out the Google My Business stuff and I think do a phone call or something like that, or they shot a text message to the phone. I was verified from day one. I had no issues. I used to be able to make a ton of changes. Now, Google My Business is ran by an AI system with no support. If anything happens to your Google My Business, there's nobody to talk to about it. So what we recommend you do is you're gonna have to do a video verification process. So you'll probably have to order a magnet for your vehicle and it'll tell you exactly what you're supposed to do. If you follow the step-by-step prompts on Google on how to video verify, you will get your business verified. And there's a lot of workarounds. We get a lot of people that always kind of freak out about the requirements. Guys, you can get verified and set up relatively easy, and it only takes a couple of days.
And then social media. You don't need to freak out and like be like, oh, well, what do I post? Just focus on creating all the platforms. Use your same business name on everything. Post like a photo of you, your spouse, whoever you're doing the business with, and your logo. Like just get started by doing that. And then we focus on posting after that.
Social media content, guys, it's what you need to do in order to build brand awareness is not what Jackie and I do now.
Yeah.
Okay, so don't worry about like, oh, I don't know how I'm gonna make these videos and I haven't had, guys, you have to make the introduction. You have to post and let people know who you are and what you do and why you're doing it, why you started the junk removal company.
Yeah.
You know, people want to know who you are and they want to do business with people. So don't set up your business pages trying to be this big formal business because you're not yet. And it doesn't need to look that way. Week 1 is done, and now you're an official business ready to take on your first customers. This next week, we're actually going to work on getting those customers.
So now we're in week 2 and 3. Here's where we start getting those first customers and start making real money. This is where your personal contacts, all your friends, your family become your gold mine. And this is how we get into it.
So now we're going to make our personal contact list. You're going to go ahead and start a Google spreadsheet and you're going to put every person that you can contact in that list. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, your cell phone. Every single contact that you can reach out to goes in that list. Do not overthink this.
Now, when we're doing this, we have to keep one thing in mind. Platforms like Facebook and Instagram don't let you send more than like 10 messages an hour without them like blocking your account because it's reported as spam. So go on each platform, send 10 messages to different people, and then the next hour you'll send another 10 and so forth.
Yeah, and it doesn't need to be all on the same platforms, guys. Like you can mix mix it up. Send some messages on Facebook, send some messages on Instagram, call people, text people. Doesn't need to be all in one shot. We recommend doing 10 to 20 messages every single day just to get your feet wet. You don't need, this isn't a sprint. You're not going to send out 1,000 messages in one day and get a bunch of jobs. That's not how this works. It's little steps over time that will build you into getting those first customers and making your first little bit of revenue.
So now that we've sent some messages, we need to start doing follow-ups to the people that showed interest. Don't be pushy, just ask them if they have any questions. And if they don't seem interested just yet, just ask them for referrals again. It doesn't hurt to ask, and yeah.
So we've done our first round of follow-ups, and now you have your first potential customers. What we're gonna do is start booking these jobs. Guys, you need to be flexible on everything, okay? The times, the how, the price. You gotta get your feet wet. You're not gonna get it right the first time. So make sure you show up on time, 15 minutes prior. You make sure that you're communicating to the customer when you're gonna be there, how the process is gonna look. Run this thing like a business. It's go time. You've arrived at the first dollars that you're gonna earn within your business. Now with that, you have to document everything. Something that Jackie and I were really good at in the beginning was taking before and after photos. But what was something that we wish we had done in the beginning?
We didn't take as many videos, and we wish that we did, just because we like showing our journey.
And we encourage you guys to do the same. It'll be cool to look back at. Videos convert better on social media. They convert better in general with ads. So take videos from the beginning, and it doesn't have to be overly complicated, but take some photos, take some videos, and overall just focus on being a professional.
These people are supposed to be your friends and family, right? But try to be as professional as you can still, just so that you do get that practice when you start servicing strangers. And yeah, just take advantage of little things, like they're probably more comfortable with you recording, taking pictures, right? Take advantage of that, but try to be professional at the same time.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, these first few jobs, we're not out to make our first $10,000 in the first couple jobs, guys. We're there to get our feet wet. We're there to learn how pricing goes, how the volume, accumulates when you're putting junk in a truck or a trailer or whatever you're using. It's a learning process, okay? So be mindful of that. Take notes, write everything down, give yourself a little after action report when you're done with jobs. Just figure out, how did I do and what do I need to improve on? And when you get these jobs completed, if you have your Google My Business, you can ask for your first reviews. Get that done. That'll be very, very helpful in the future.
You should have your Google My Business.
Yeah, you should. But also just ask them. Hey, how did I do? What can I improve on? What would you like to see in the future? So when I service real customers or other customers, don't say real customers, guys, other customers, that I stand out as the professional.
This is the part where everyone messes up though. It's very easy to send people all of these messages, but once people start getting jobs, even if they have 2 in a day, it feels a little overwhelming at 100%. First, because you don't know what's going on yet. So people stop sending messages, and then they're okay with it because they make money that day. And they feel like they already made a lot more money than they would have at their job, right? But then 2 days go by and they're like, oh, well, now I don't have jobs. We need to keep doing the messages so that we keep having work.
This is the vicious cycle. When you aren't doing paid marketing, this is the vicious cycle that every junk removal owner gets stuck in. They do all the actions that we're talking about right now. They book jobs, they fulfill the jobs, but somewhere in between these 2 steps, they stop doing the daily actions required to continue the momentum. And then, like Jackie said, we get into these phases where you have 2 or 3 days or 4 days where you don't get jobs. And then you're like, oh, I need to start sending messages again. Guys, just avoid that step altogether. When you start doing messages and outreaches like this, you have to do them every day, even if you're working. This is business ownership 101. You're gonna be doing daily actions every single day that sometimes can be very meticulous. Even filming this YouTube video right now, this is work for us. So you have to do those daily actions. Otherwise, the momentum will not carry through and you're gonna have these ups and downs that will be very frustrating. So do the actions every day and don't ever stop.
So now we're at day 21. You should be 3 weeks in. You should have gotten 5 to 10 jobs and started getting reviews on your page, on your Google My Business.
And now we're gonna get into the nitty gritty of actual cold outreaches. This is what's going to get you to your $10,000 a month.
Okay, so let's dive into what cold outreaching is and how we do it.
So cold outreach is a method of reaching out to people that don't know who you are or what you do, and probably don't even want your services right this second, and letting them know who you are, what you do, and trying to sell them into your junk removal services, right? Now, what platforms do we use in order to accomplish that?
So we do that on Nextdoor and Facebook Marketplace. And the way that you do this is there's like a little search option on those two platforms where you can search up free or garage sale, clean out, stuff like that. And then there will be items or people's posts that pop up and you'll just click on them. Like, let's say somebody has a garage sale, but you see that it's all like a bunch of
junk
stuff that's not going to be sold. You message them, and
this can vary on how you want to run it, but typically the way we do it is like, hey, first name, I see that you're getting rid of some items. Just in case you can't get rid of the items, I wanted to drop off my information. I own a junk removal company. We're local to you and we have very competitive rates. So if you can't get rid of the items, we would love the opportunity to serve your family. Hope you have a blessed day.
not a lot of people are going to respond, or other people are going to tell you something rude.
F off.
Yeah.
It's gonna can be one that you get.
But it's okay because we only need 1-2 people to respond, you know? Like the goal is to just keep doing it and keep getting those 1 to 2 people. Those 1 to 2 people can come too because not a lot of people know that junk removal exists, so they try to just sell or give away for free their stuff because they can't have it at home.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's actually typically exactly the reason why people try to give stuff away for free online or at garage sales, is because they don't know about junk removal. So they don't know how to get rid of stuff. They don't want to go to a landfill, the city bulk pickup, they've already used it or it's scheduled out. Like right now for our city, you can't schedule a pickup for like over 30 days, 40 days. So that's the reason why we utilize these.
So now you're probably wondering, how many messages a day should I be sending? Like we referenced earlier, you should only be sending like 10 messages an hour because you will be limited or blocked from using your account. So our goal is to send about 30 to 50. It sounds very easy, but it feels like a lot once you're actually doing it. Like I remember when we started doing it and we'd send like 12 messages and it felt like we had sent 50 already. So just take it slow, build up to that.
Yeah, and it feels like that even copying and pasting, guys, it's just a lot of work. And the reason why it feels overwhelming is because there is not an immediate result in most cases. Will you find people that will absolutely message you back right away and have a job? Yes, there will be instances where that happens, but this is the long game. Now, something that we have to be mindful of, when we first started doing this, you could just do it freely. And now we have to be very meticulous because of community guidelines. So you need to post and message from personal accounts on Nextdoor and Facebook for this strategy. The reason being is that you're going to be very limited. Facebook, at least on our business account, we cannot view marketplace. And then same with Nextdoor. On the business side of Nextdoor, you won't be able to view on their search engine as well. So do it from a personal page. Be mindful of the community guidelines. You're doing person to person, not business to person. So you're telling people about your company, but you're just a representative. You're just someone who runs it, right? So don't overdo the business aspect. Does that make sense? Probably not. You're shaking your heads with us? So we are at the end of your first month, week 4, and our weekly goals is to try to get 2 to 3 jobs coming from this cold outbound. When you combine that with referrals, you should be hitting 4 to 5 jobs easily a week. And you just have to adjust your time as you recognize what is working for you. Now, we say Facebook and Nextdoor because in some markets, Facebook works way better than Nextdoor and vice versa. So the first few weeks that you're doing this, give it 30 days of actually doing the method. But when you start to recognize that you don't get a return on Facebook or you don't get a return on Nextdoor, take the extra time that you're splitting and put it all into the one platform.
By day 45, you should be consistently scheduling jobs from strangers online. Now in the next month, we're gonna cover systems and scaling.
Now we're getting into month 2 and we're gonna be adding systems that turn one-time customers into repeat customers along with a referral machine. this is where your business really starts to run itself.
So one of the first steps for getting your business to start running on its own, or even just to have a better understanding of your business, is to have a good CRM. For us, we use Jobber, and what does that do for us?
Yeah, I mean, Jobber does a lot of things. And like we said before, this is not something that you have to wait until day 45 through 60. You can implement this right away. We just don't recommend it always because we don't want people to have a ton of startup expenses. But what Jobber does is it allows you to compile all your customers in one place. It allows you to collect that information, send invoices, give them job reminders, schedule their jobs, let them know when you're on your way. It's two-way messaging set up. It has things like email marketing and campaigns. It really is a very powerful tool. And the cool thing is that with our link that you can get down in the description, you can get a 7-day trial for absolutely free. What we always tell people is sign up for the free trial, check it out. If you don't absolutely love it or it doesn't make sense for your business, no harm, no foul. But we know that if you sign up for Jobber, you're going to love it.
My favorite part of it is being able to send quotes. I just think that it's nice for the customer to be able to just click a button and say, yeah, I approve, instead of like having to go through a whole like unorganized email or however it is that other people send quotes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just professional, guys. Like
Yeah.
when you send over a quote or an invoice with your name, your company, your information on it, customers love it. And it seems like such a little thing, but it really does have a lasting impact inside your business.
Yeah, and the first thing you see when you wake up is Jobber telling you you have 4 jobs today. First one starts at 7. Like that's cool.
In the beginning, it might not seem like that's a big deal, but once you start getting overwhelmed with the amount of tasks that you're gonna have as a business owner, because you're wearing all the different hats, Jobber really does excel at allowing you to be efficient.
Now, if you did wait until your 2nd month to get a CRM, it's time to start sifting through all of your contacts, all of those people that you serviced, and start moving them over into the CRM. The cool thing about most CRMs too is you can, like, if you decide to switch to another one, you can usually download all of those people and just like export it straight into something else. So that's pretty cool. But yeah, start grabbing all of those contacts. If you can, try to put a note of what you did for that job so you know exactly who you're servicing if they call you out again.
1000%. Then the next step is going to be retargeting and remarketing to these customers. So a general rule of thumb in email marketing, like a 3% conversion rate's really great. So let's say you have 100 customers within your email list. You send out an email with 100 emails, maybe you close 2 to 3 jobs from that. And depending on your average job size, that's an extra $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 of revenue. And the more customers you have in your database, the more consistently you're going to be getting extra work from that. So the setup is really simple. Jobber has its own recommendations and can use AI to build those campaigns. But if you're not using Jobber and you just want to send an email, just send something simple. Hey, so-and-so, we serviced you back in X time frame. Just wanted to check in and see how we did and see if there's anything else we could help you and your family with. Something simple. And then you can also do seasonal messages too. We have, what is coming up?
I want to say one. It's like actually really, really cool that you can remarket, because for example, us last month, we sent out one about getting reviews because all our reviews got taken down.
Yep.
We got like an extra $2,500 or something close, like around $2,000 just because of that. And we didn't even ask like.
Yeah, we didn't market for the jobs. We marketed just so people would leave us reviews that they again, already left. And so, and they also close at a higher percentage, guys. People that you've already serviced, they're going to close at a 40 to 50% versus if they're new leads, like a 10 to 20 or probably 30% if you guys are really good. So, and you can do seasonal posts. We have Halloween coming up. There's got to be a lot of trash that comes out of Halloween. People are getting new decorations, getting rid of old decorations. Some people get new decorations every year. So use the seasons to your advantage and run promotions during those times.
Now for day 61 through 75, we need to start focusing more on getting referrals off of the customers that we already have. You should be focusing on this throughout all of the days prior to getting to this point, but by this point you should be a lot more comfortable with the other tasks that you have going on, so you can focus a little bit more on it. Our goal is to get 2 to 3 referrals off of each customer that we service. So it's as simple as just being like, do you know anyone else who might need junk removal?
And you're doing this at the end of the job, guys. You've already completed the job for them. They're happy, they paid. Hey, Karen, do you know anyone else that has any junk that they need removed, like a neighbor coworker, a family member. It's as simple as that. Now, if you want to automate that task, Jobber already has a feature built in where it does referral emails, and every month it sends out little things to your prior customers about providing referrals, and that's worked really well. We've pulled in like $4,000 to $6,000 of revenue off of those emails as well. And between remarketing and referrals, there is thousands and thousands of dollars left on the table for, even if you're watching this, even for junk removal companies that are making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. Being consistent about these two concepts will drive your business growth every single month.
Now we're getting towards the tail end of month 3. This is where we should be focusing on taking some of that revenue that we've made and start doing paid marketing, right? So there's many ways that we can do this. We can do it through Google. We can do it through Thumbtack, Meta ads.
Yeah, there's a lot of different lead generation services, guys. And I want to make this very, very clear to you because it's come to our attention that people don't understand this concept. You have to pay for leads. That is a necessity in business, and every high level business does it on some sort of level, whether it is Thumbtack, whether it's Google, Angi leads, Yelp, Meta ads, which is Facebook and Instagram, whether it's TikTok, whether you're paying for another service, you have to pay for it.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, and like a lot of people always ask, what's the best thing to get leads on? Like everything is pretty much the same. It just the difference is how like qualified the people are, the leads are.
Yeah, and it depends on your market, y'all. Like it really, really, truly depends on your city and your state, your market, okay? But not only that, it depends on how they're set up. It depends on the copy. It depends on the amount of content you have, how many reviews you have, how, like if you're a local celebrity. All those things really do factor into how successful the ads are ran. And here's one thing I will tell you that you don't see a lot of people talking about in business. Your organic content directly affects your conversion on ads. And that even applies to Google. So there's going to be people that disagree with me, but I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people don't have the same conversion rates that we do, even at a really high level in business. So I just want to make sure that's known before you guys dive into spending money. So all that being said, guys, I want you to understand this one key thing. You have to have a marketing budget by this point in time, and you will use that marketing budget for buying leads. That is how this works.
We'll go into some of the things that we've used. We started off with Thumbtack. Thumbtack is not bad. Some people say it's bad, but it's really just dependent on how you use it. In our experience, we got a lot of work from it, but you have to be very fast. You have to act very fast. You also have to know how to set your budget on there, because if not, they'll take all your money. Yeah, that's pretty much. Do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, the quality of the customers aren't always the greatest. It just, that's how the cookie crumbles. The one downside to services like Yelp, Thumbtack, Angi leads is that those leads are directly served to multiple customers at one time.
Yeah.
So if that doesn't jive with you, hey, don't use it. But the reality is that if your offer of junk removal is more competitive than other people's, I'm not saying it's cheaper. If you just do a better job of communicating with your customers and you have better reviews and you look more professional, you will win jobs on there. And there's a lot of companies still utilizing them even at the top levels.
The thing about Thumbtack is the people that are on there searching for a company are looking for the people that are the cheapest.
Yeah, and the problem is that they do provide prices on there. So these are price shoppers, and it is really frustrating because Thumbtack does not tell people that their customers are their pros is what you're called on Thumbtack. Their pros directly get charged when they talk to them. I think if Thumbtack were to set it up to where that was communicated clearly to the customers, it would make the platform that much better. But
sure.
And for example, we had a lead from Thumbtack today that didn't book with us months ago, and then they messaged us again yesterday. We scheduled the time, and then they canceled again today, and it's like, waste of time. You're wasting our time. It's one of those things.
It is good in some cases though.
Yeah.
But then we move on to Angi's leads. And what's the other one?
Yelp.
Yeah, Yelp.
Angie's
We
leads.
didn't like it.
Yeah,
We tried
terrible.
it. We spent probably like $300 on each. We didn't spend that much money because it was so bad that they just kept trying to give us more leads out of their pocket.
Yeah.
And they were just so bad. Like everyone just called asking for free mattress removal.
Angi leads and Yelp, they're like borderline predatory on new businesses, and they just have really aggressive salespeople that will always push to keep you to have the account open.
Yeah.
There are some people that just make killings on both those platforms. For our market, it doesn't work. So with anything, guys, you have to try it for 30, 60 days and spend a little bit of money to figure out. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But in the paid ad space, and this is another key concept you guys have to understand, is that you could have, let's say, $300 of paid ads for the month, and you spend $250 of it and not get any work. And then on that last $50, you get a lead that comes in and you make $700 or $800. Now that lead spend makes sense. So you just have to be meticulous about tracking those numbers. I told you guys, there's no magic bullet. But what I will say is what I'm about to share with you is what I personally feel like is the closest thing to it. And here is the goal, guys. The end all be all goal of lead generation is Google, whether it's Google LSA or Google search ads. And why I say that is because people look for junk removal on Google. That's just how it goes. They look for all services on Google. So if you were at the top of the list, which is LSA, and then search ads, and then SEO, then you are going to get more leads. That's how I feel about it. But Jackie's got some opposing opinions.
No, I agree with all of that, but I do still think that not every lead, I do still think that like 50% of the leads on there are not qualified. But saying that, you don't get charged for every single lead that you get too. So you'll still be wasting a bit of your time with some of them.
Yeah.
That is my opinion. Like, it's great. I do agree that that's where people go to look for the service, but there is still going to be some crappy parts of it.
Yeah, you're not going to book 100% of the jobs that come in. And like switching from Thumbtack to Google is not automatically going to increase your close rate just because of lead quality. Like, I think that a lot of times people often want to blame the quality of the lead on the free methods like Facebook and Nextdoor outreach, talking to their friends and family, doing things like Thumbtack, doing door hanger. Oh, the quality of the lead is the problem. No, guys, it's either a sales problem or they're just truly not your customer. Anything else to add to that? Guys, at the end of the day, LSA is probably going to be the easiest, less time consuming setup for you guys, and it's going to give you the most motion towards your goal in the beginning. It just will. And is it expensive or can be expensive? Absolutely. But you can dictate your budget. And that's the same with all the paid lead services.
Yeah. And I do want to say, like, nobody does that in our area. So if there are people that do that in your area, it might not be as great as it is here.
Yeah, it's all highly dependent. But like we said, there's no magic bullet, guys. And the truth of the matter is you have to do all these things in conjunction with each other. So again, you're going to be wearing a lot of hats and you're going to be learning. So when you get started in the paid ad space, just make sure that you pick one and stick to it.
Now you have the complete 90-day roadmap to hit your first 10K month in junk removal.
But let's be honest, most of you won't actually do it.
You'll watch this video, get excited, and maybe start one day, but then life gets in the way and nothing happens.
And that's exactly why we created our 90-day junk removal blueprint program.
And we don't just give you the plan, we make sure you actually execute it.
You get weekly calls, done for you templates, and direct access to us when you need it the most. Our program members like Ronnie and Rebecca, who hit over $9,000 in their first 30 days, and our guy Jeremy, who hit over $18,000 in his first 30 days because he had the exact blueprint and direct mentorship.
If you're serious about hitting 10K months, click the link in the description to book a free strategy call. We'll review your market and tell you exactly how to fast track your results.
Don't wait. Every day that you delay is money that is left on the table. Click the link below and let's get you to 10K as fast as possible.